Hello and welcome. I'm your host, Wayne Liu. I'm joined by co-host Alex Wong and special guest Josh Lewenberg of TSN. We are actually just all coming from Raptors practice, which must have been a very vigorous practice because it went about an hour and a half long. But that's what we want to see from this team is getting to know each other and getting ready for this season. Today we're going to go through 10 predictions for this upcoming season. But actually, even before we get to that, we want to let people know that if you want to come watch the season opener, the Raptors will be opening on the road. Uh, this will be Wednesday, October 22nd. We're actually inviting everyone to just come out with us to go watch it together, along with the fine folks at Raps Republic. We got Samson, S, Trey, all coming through as well. But it's going to be at the Pint Public House, 277 Front Street West. No, you don't need to sign up. Just show up. The game's at 7:30, and yeah, afterwards we will be doing a live post-game show from the pub, and maybe we'll get some people live to answer questions as well. So come through. The Jays, by the way, are not playing on Wednesday, whether or not they actually win Game 7 tonight. So Wednesday night will be just yours to sort of enjoy. So just come through and hang out with us. So now that that's out the way, Alex, how you doing, man? You good?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm super excited to finally have Jay Lou make his hello and welcome debut. We
If
work.
only I knew that when I asked you guys if I could tag along to Banff, not only would I be seeing one of the most beautiful sights, one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen, but I also score an invite to my favorite podcast.
Oh,
Oh man,
wow.
we love compliments around here. Jay Lou, I know you own a lot of couple copies of untouched books of mine on your bookshelf. You
No,
know,
look
I,
how look.
it's very pristine. Yeah,
There better be like a bent page somewhere, like a little corner where.
yeah,
I'm just a very neat reader.
yeah. That's also what LeBron said when he claimed Godfather was his favorite movie. So I'm not believing you, but yeah, we're so happy to have J Lu here. We got two Lus and one Wong today, and
Hey,
people that have been in the city know everybody's buzzing about Raptors. Raptors opening the season
that's
on
that's all
Wednesday.
anyone could talk about
Big
is
news
Raptors,
Toronto
today.
yeah,
Raptors.
yeah, Raptors in Atlanta. That's all anyone could talk about. So I've prepared 10 questions for the two of you to make predictions on this upcoming season. So let's get right to it. My first question, and J. Lou, I'll start with you. This is a fill in the blank. At the end of the season, the conversation about Scotty Barnes will be about blank.
How he's one of the best defenders in the NBA, an all NBA defender. I'm spoiling questions that are to come in terms of postseason awards, but I think this is the year. I mean, I'm not sure what it's going to look like offensively, and I'm sure we'll talk about that. I think in the short term, he's the guy that's going to have to make the biggest adjustment in terms of playing with Brandon Ingram, and we've seen that in the preseason. It looked really good on Friday, but the only way this pairing works offensively, I think, is if he is a battering ram, if he's that version of Scotty that we saw on Friday and not the falling in love with the three-point shot or with the turnaround jumper from the baseline version of Scotty. So offensively, I'm still a little bit skeptical. I think it's going to come with time, but it's going to take some time. But in terms of the long run, I don't think that there's anyone that's going to benefit from Ingram's presence more than Scotty in the sense that it's going to take pressure off of him and free him up to do the things that he's really good at. And one of the things that we know that he's really good at, because we saw it, especially after the All-Star game last year, is his defense. And even in the preseason, let's face it, until Friday, it was pretty rough.
Hmm.
Defensively, I thought he was still pretty good. He had, 9 steals, I think, through 4 games. And that, I think, is going to matter because, as we know, defense, at least defensive impact, is hard to quantify. A lot of the voters that don't watch a lot of Raptors basketball, and that's, most of them, they're going to be looking at stats. They're going to be looking at team record. Is this team improved this year? And I think that obviously will go a long way in getting Scotty some looks for all defense at the end of the year. And then defensive rating. And I mean, they were second in the NBA after the All-Star break last year. So I think that is going to be the narrative by the end of the year, is that this is not just a really good defensive player. This is one of the best defensive players.
Yeah. I mean, I think you spoiled both our picks because one of the questions coming up is which Raptor might be in award talks or might win an award, and I think the most likely one will be Scotty for his defense. Yeah, I mean, for me, You know what? I have two answers realistically, but I think the one that
This guy's already breaking the rules.
okay, the one thing, because we've all covered like the entirety of Scottie Barnes' NBA career, right? All in Toronto, and at the end of every season, the conversation we always have is, what's the best role for Scottie Barnes? So I actually think we'll be having that conversation again at the end of this season, just because like that's just what happens all the time. But I think kind of to Josh's point, I think the other part, especially because I think the Raptors are going to have a nice year. I think that they'll be in contention for the playoffs. I think a lot of the conversation will be around his leadership for the team, because it's going to be kind of similar to, we would love to see it be similar to Colin DeMar, but in a similar dynamic where, in the role of DeMar DeRozan will be Brandon Ingram, who does most of the scoring, end of the game. That play the Raptors used to always run in the past where DeMar will have the ball and Kyle Lowry will come over and screen, get him a switch, and then DeMar will go to work. And most of the game winners back then, when you think about that era, a lot of it's like DeMar hitting that game winner. But Kyle was sort of like setting the table, playing both ends of the floor, getting everyone involved in the right places. And then also just like being that catalyst of like the game's not going well for them, but someone just like starts kicking them in the ass and forcing everybody to sort of raise their level of intensity. And in that Kyle Lowry role, it's gonna be Scotty. So I think that's why a lot of the conversation will be around his leadership. But I mean, realistically, man, we're always gonna be talking about what Scotty's role is. Like, it's just 5 seasons in, we're gonna keep talking about it. 6 seasons in, we're gonna keep talking about it.
Well, that's the question though, J. Lou. Like, I feel like if at the end of the season we're still talking about that with Scotty, do you think that's an actual problem for like the team going forward?
It might be to Will's point, like, I'm not sure that that's ever going away because, and this has been the problem from the get-go with Scotty, and I mean, I use the word problem lightly because it's also the best thing about Scotty. The best thing about Scotty is he's so incredibly unique. He is a unicorn in the sense that, like, what's his player comparison? I mean, people have used Giannis, but he's not Giannis. People have used Draymond, but he's not Draymond. Like, he's so incredibly unique. And that makes it great, but it also makes it really tough to put him in a box. And that's why I know the Raptors have tried not to do that. But for our purposes in trying to figure out, like, what's his role? Where is he better served? Is it at point guard? Is it at center? Is it somewhere in between? How do you surround him with the right talent? It's really tough when you have a guy that doesn't have a whole lot of comparables. If it's like, okay, well, Scotty plays like this guy or like that guy, then it's kind of easy in the sense that there's data out there. You can go out and you can see, okay, well, how did this team build around that guy? And in a sense, like, the Raptors don't have that luxury with Scotty. They're figuring it out on the fly, and I think we've seen them figure some things out over the years, and I think we've seen them make some mistakes over the years. So it's still a work in progress. They're still trying to figure it out, and I think, like, he hasn't, and I'm sure we'll get into this as well when we talk about Brandon Ingram, but like, Scotty has not played with a player like Brandon Ingram. With all due respect to Pascal Siakam, who's obviously a great player in his own right, he doesn't bend the defense in the same way that Ingram does. So I do think, like, while it's not the perfect fit, there is some overlap there in terms of especially like the spots on the floor in the half court where they operate. They're different enough and they're good enough where I think it can work. I think it probably will work, provided that they're both healthy. And I think we're going to learn a lot about what Scotty's actual role is, just seeing him play with a guy like that. That, like I said, is going to take pressure off, not just allowing him to excel defensively, but it's going to take pressure off offensively too, to where he's not going to be miscast in this role where he's the number one option offensively. He's the guy that has to power the offense while also being the catalyst on defense, the guy who's going to have the ball in his hands late in games. It was too much, and it was so much of it was unnatural, at least at this stage in Scotty's career.
Yeah. Speaking of Brandon Ingram, that's my second question for you guys. By game 40 of this season, Raptors Twitter will be calling Brandon Ingram blank. Let's start with you, W. Lou. Yeah.
Actually, technically, my government name is also J.L. J.Lou as well.
Yeah,
so,
his Chinese
we actually
name.
got two J. Lou's. Yeah.
J. Lou squared.
Don't expose my government name. I hate this trend where people are yelling the government names. By game 40, Raptors Twitter will be calling Brandon Ingram to be an all-star, man. I think that if he's healthy, his ability to score, just how fun to watch he is. Like, we could put aside some of the analysis sometimes. One of my big takeaways from preseason is it's just a joy watching him. It's been a joy covering him as well. He's very soft spoken, but he has a lot of really insightful things to say, and he kind of slips in Little bits of humor here, little bits of wisdom here. Like he's just fun to talk to in general. But yeah, it's just been fun to watch him operate. Like how refreshing was it that, at the end of that game against Brooklyn, 114 all with a minute tied, they're trying to get the ball to Brandon Ingram. In fact, they actually, if you go back in that play, when Ingram eventually hits that double crossover for a pull-up three to eventually win the game with that shot, like the Raptors, they had Scottie set the ball screen for him, or set the off-ball screen to get him open. That didn't really get him that open. Then a double team came. Then he kicked it to Quickly drove the baseline for a fake little drive, then reset it back out to Brandon again. And then with 5 seconds left, Brandon's like, I'm going to go to work. Bang, bang, here's a three. It's just aesthetically, it's nice to watch him. You know what I mean? The skill level, the appreciation for the way he can get his shots off, and just the reliability and how he can convert. Like, yeah, I mean, if the Raptors are where they're supposed to be, a lot of that is going to be on Brandon. And I think by the time, Raptors Twitter gets behind him, he already seems to be a very popular player, to be honest. We'll be pushing All-Star, man.
All right. J-Lou, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, look, I agree. Like, there's something to be said about somebody that makes the game look so easy. And that's why, like, when I say Scotty and BI are so different, like, this is not meant as disrespect to Scotty. It's just, like, how hard he plays, it shows, and it looks exhausting, right? Like, when he's at his best, he's barreling his way through guys, and I'm exhausted just watching him. Whereas Ingram, like, it kind of reminds me of Kawhi in some ways, where like he's dropping 20 points and you barely even notice that he's dropped 20 points and he's barely broken a sweat. So again, like I think that element is going to be refreshing for Raptors fans that haven't seen a guy like that in a really long time. What are they going to be calling him after 40 games? Either one of the most natural, gifted scorers that the franchise has ever had, or injury prone. Like, right? It's going to go one of two ways, because I don't see very much in between. If he gets hurt again, knock on wood, like we know what the narrative is going to be. People are going to jump all over that, and then we're going to hear the 64 game stat that we've all heard and used ad nauseum at this point. But if he's healthy, like there are no questions in my mind. There are a lot of questions about Ingram's fit and timing of the trade. I've talked about that, and people have been on me about that. But in terms of Ingram's offensive ability, zero question, zero doubt. If he's healthy, it gives them an entirely new dynamic. Again, like I don't think health is the only question here. It's going to come down to fit. Can he play the way that Darko wants to play? Can he fit into the system? Can he fit in with the other guys? Can he defend at the level that he probably should, given his ability and his tools, his frame, the spacing, all of that? There are questions here, but the one thing is, like, if he's healthy, he's going to be that go-to scorer in the half court and late in games that they haven't had in years.
Yeah, it's interesting too at practice. I mean, I know coaches always like handing out praises to their players and stuff, but Darko was talking about how Brandon can be a great playmaker as well, like in clutch situations and stuff. Do you guys see that as a part of his game that could like blossom into something more?
Yeah, I think that's going to come with, as Josh mentioned, like how these guys gel with each other, right? When they understand what spots they can get to on the floor. One of the answers I really liked to hear was when we were talking to Quickly, and Quickly was talking about how, look, the more talented players you add, the easier offense gets. He said he's getting like 9 catch and shoot threes a game just by spotting up around guys, and it's just like, that's kind of the idea, right? Like if everything works out the way it's supposed to and everyone's healthy and knock on wood, but like, you have a situation where guys get put into a role that they feel more comfortable in. Like Scotty maybe won't see as many double teams this year because Brandon's around. He might not, like if they play like they play the Hawks on opening night, right? The Hawks' best perimeter defender is Dyson Daniels. He's going to be on Brandon. He's not going to be on Scotty. Last year when the Raptors went down to Atlanta, it was Dyson Daniels trying to guard Scotty Barnes. By the way, the Raptors did win those 2 games, but like it does put everyone into an easier spot. Now Quickly doesn't have to create as much one-on-one, and he can catch and shoot for 3, which is what he's most efficient at. So that's where there is that excitement. And again, like I think what I've seen for Brandon is he hasn't really come in with a big ego or attitude. He's accomplished more than most players on this team, but he just has been really eager to fit in. And even on the court, he's not forcing shots. There's an economy of movement to what he's doing, where it's not like he needs 16 dribbles to get a shot off. It's not like Julius Randle in New York kind of thing. Like he's fitting into me like the way I would expect him to fit in.
Yeah. Bonus question, Brandon Ingram question for you, J-Lou. Do you think Ingram loves Toronto more than he hates New Orleans?
I think they're probably related at this point. But look, like there's another thing that's refreshing because I always say like the Raptors have accomplished a lot in their now 31 years. They've ticked off like almost every box, including championship and keeping their own players, getting their own stars to re-sign, which was something that for a lot of time, like that was the knock on the franchises. They couldn't keep their own guys. The one thing that they hadn't done is recruit a star player, a star free agent. Technically speaking, like by the letter of the law, like this isn't that. He wasn't a free agent. But I think we were talking about this when we were in Banff, is like, this is sort of that in the sense that like that trade doesn't happen if Ingram didn't want to be here. Certainly he doesn't sign that extension as quickly as he did, which was clearly already in the works, if he didn't want to be here. So like this is a star player in the league, a former all-star who said, I want to play in Toronto. That's huge. And again, like I'll go back to my initial take or my initial skepticism of the trade. Once I heard and saw how much he wanted to be here, I don't think that's like the be all and end all, but I think that's huge. I think that's important. I think for a lot of years when we were trying to nitpick DeMar DeRozan's game and he does this and he doesn't do that, like he wanted to be here. He represented the franchise really, really well. That goes a long way, I think. That it's definitely not nothing.
Yeah, Alex doesn't remember this conversation because he was snoozing on the way up to Banff and the way down from Banff. So
You guys are talking about Brandon Ingram's fit on this team on the way to Lake Louise?
And listening to Avril Lavigne and Sean Paul.
Yeah, meanwhile, this guy was the whole time, man. This guy snores so loudly, but whatever.
I went with a friend to the theater last Tuesday, and I apologize again to the Young Dundas theater crowd. I fell asleep in the first hour, and my friend Kevin had to be like, "Hey, I didn't want to wake you up. You seem really comfortable, but everyone can hear you right now."
How bad was the movie?
It actually wasn't a bad movie. Sometimes I feel like I go to watch movies at night after like a long day. I haven't taken my 3-hour afternoon nap. And then, I get a little tired. So
the ability to fall asleep anywhere at any time is actually like one that I wish that I had. I'm very, very jealous.
Do you sleep? Do you like sleep on planes, like flights when you're traveling, like right away type, or you struggle with that?
I used to struggle with it when I was traveling full time, and some of those flights were like you're flying out like super early the morning after a game. You're exhausted, and like if you're tired enough, you'll sleep anywhere. And I like kind of trained my body over the years to be able to do it. But like, I definitely cannot fall asleep in the back seat of a car while everyone else is
while I'm crammed in the back with two short kings. Who do you think's got the aside from me? Who do you think's got the worst snoring in Raptors media? Yeah.
I mean,
I can't say I've ever been around anyone else.
You think Grange
it's got
is
to
a
be
big
Doug,
snore?
man. Come on, dude. It's gotta be Doug.
No, come on, man.
Hey,
we respect.
All love to Doug, bro. Come on, man.
No, we respect the king over here, man.
I'm surprised he didn't fall asleep during some of those games last year. Those were a tough watch.
Yeah, I would have.
I'm sure he's seen some things in his time.
I would have taken a one-year leave of absence.
Wait, hold on. Do you think any media member has fallen asleep at the game?
Oh, don't make me tell these stories, man. So when I went to Charlotte for All-Star Weekend back in, I believe, I don't know, 2018 or something like that. This is a Kawhi year. Like, I mean, All-Star is different. Like, I think we know All-Star is more for entertainment. Like, you're not there covering a serious game. But the person sitting next to me on Media Row on Sunday had partied so hard, he fell asleep and was leaning on my shoulder for like 5 minutes. And I felt like a lot of compassion. I'm like, I'm not going to move right now. Like, he seemed really comfortable. But then he woke up and apologized. Yeah, so.
Yeah, that's what Josh felt when he was in the middle seat.
Might have been ESPN. Might have been ESPN.
He wasn't on my shoulder. I wouldn't have allowed that to happen for 5 minutes. 5 minutes? Well, good for you.
All right, question number 3. What do you think is the one statistic that will define this Raptors season? Let's go with the real J-Lou first, which is the TSN J-Lou.
All right. Ingram, games played is probably the easiest and obvious one. So we'll start there. But the one that I actually have circled here is defensive rating rank, where they end up in the league in defensive rating at the end of the year. That's their identity, or at least what they want it to be. We've seen proof of concept to some degree, at least certainly the second half of last year, although the obvious caveats exist there where the schedule was cake and they weren't even playing their real guys for most of it. But again, as I mentioned earlier, second in the NBA in defensive rating after the All-Star break. They were chaotic in both a good way and at times in a bad way in summer league. But again, like, they were getting after it. They were trying to create turnovers and run, get on the break and generate offense in that way. And we saw that quite a bit in the preseason where, I mean, it was really impressive, the rate in which they were forcing turnovers and turning them into fast break points and all of that. So, like, in order for this to work, they've got to be really, really good defensively. I think only one team in the NBA that was a top 10 defensive team last year finished under 500. And in the last 10 years, only one top 5 defensive team finished below 500. So if that's where they are at the end of the year, there's a pretty good chance here that this is a playoff team. So I'm looking at that as much as I'm looking at anything else. And like, if you told me that they're a top 5, they're 5th in the NBA in defense at the end of the year, I'd feel a whole lot better than even if you told me they were a top 10 3-point shooting team.
Yeah, honestly, my stat was basically the same thing. It's just turnovers forced. The one stat to watch would be, because I think this is like it's a copycat league, right? So when you look at the way Indiana played, when you look at the way OKC played, two teams that love picking up full court, at minimum half court, 3/4 court, and the amount of ball pressure they applied really fueled both their defenses. I mean, we knew OKC was a great defensive team. Indiana quietly became a great defensive team, and we saw that throughout many, many moments in the playoffs. And so I think this is like a big trend across the league that everyone wants to really, like, you know, increase their pressure and maybe even play with more of a deeper rotation, so everyone got more time to get out there and just force the ball. I mean, look, the Raptors had forced 24 turnovers per game out of their opponents in preseason. I know it's just preseason, but like, it's a clear point of emphasis that we've seen them take both in summer league, in preseason, even towards the end of last season. And if they're able to sustain their defensive push, I think that's the biggest reason. I mean, it's nice to talk about what these guys can do offensively, but realistically, I think that the Raptors, without that true, like, all-consuming, you know, player who can just create offense at will, as good as Brandon Ingram is, he's not necessarily that on that tier. And especially without elite three-point shooting across the board, Raptors are going to be, like, at best, like an average offensive team. But defensively, that's where they can really make their money. So, yeah, want to see them force a bunch of turnovers, just like how the bench does it.
All right. Question number 4. Who do you guys have as the most surprising player on the Raptors this season? J-Lou, let's start with you.
Honorable mention to Emmanuel Quickley, who, like, I think the league has kind of forgotten about him a little bit. Certainly, like, nationally in the U.S. after what happened last season. And, like, if he's healthy, I think he's going to have a really good year for all those reasons that Will mentioned earlier. The Brandon Ingram effect, he's going to get a lot of good looks. But my answer here is Jacoby Walter, just because, I mean, he starts off the year in this, like, weird situational 11th man role. We might not see him some nights. Some nights he's going to get out there for a little bit. But, like, if this preseason rotation, training camp rotation holds up, like, he might not be in their regular 10-man rotation. And I've been high on him since last season. It was a weird rookie year. In and out with injuries and G League stints and all of that. But I was pretty impressed with what he did in a fairly small sample size. And he put on some strength over the summer. I really liked how he looked in summer league. And I just think, like, he does a lot of things well on both ends of the floor that this team is looking for from that position. So I'll tell a quick story in the sense that, like, I remember the year after Pascal Siakam's rookie year. So I think that was the bench mob year. That was, 17, 18. Siakam was not supposed to be in the 10-man rotation going into the season. He was the 11th guy. Somebody got hurt early in the year, and Dwayne Casey throws him out there. He has a couple of huge games. There was one game I remember it really well in Golden State. He has a huge game. spends the rest of the year in the rotation. So I think that's going to be important for Darko this year, now that he actually has depth to work with, to keep an open mind, to not go into the season with this rigid mindset of like, either this is the rotation I had planned, or like, this is what we have invested in this guy, so we have to play this guy. Be open to the idea that maybe a certain guy, some guys surprise you, maybe some guys earn those minutes, and I think Jacoby could be that type of guy. So like, yeah, he's starting off the year as the 11th man. I would be really, really surprised if he finishes the year as the 11th man.
That's, you know what, that took me by surprise, because I wasn't even considering that. But for me, who's been the surprise of preseason for me from the Raptors is Sandro Mamukelashvili, baby. Wow. Sandro has been, he's been a hit. He's been a hit. I mean, when we talked in the offseason and even in preseason, a lot of people around the team were like, hey, watch out for Sandro, watch out for Sandro. And I'm like, man, is this just like, are people like promoting the players that they signed because they're the people who signed them? And I'm like, okay, let me see it on the court. Now that I've seen it on the court, I really like him. The fit with both the starting lineup and the second unit has been really nice for Sandro. There's a skill level offensively that, quite frankly, the Raptors haven't had from their backup centers in recent years. Obviously the Raptors want to play 5 out. Sandro, as a player who, is European, and has obviously done most of his training in Europe. I mean, he grew up in Italy at certain points, grew up partially in Georgia. Obviously came to the States as well, played at Seton Hall, played at Montverde, so he's kind of got the best of both worlds. But when you see him in this situation where, like a lot of European bigs, where you have the ball and they're comfortable with it, they have a little bit of a guard skill, he's looked great. And even the floor stretching hasn't even been that big of a factor for him. He hasn't really hit that many threes, which is probably where he's mostly known for, is just his outside shooting. But I think this system has really allowed him to sort of showcase how dynamic he can be offensively overall. And especially if we have some missed time from Jakob, I think before I'd be like panicking because I'm like, who else do we have? But I actually do feel like Sandro fits the lineup, and it gives him a really different look that I like. Obviously, Jakob, more of a traditional center. But Sandro, as that small ball 5, has been just really, really fun to watch. So, he's already been surprising in preseason, and I'm hoping that all carries over to the regular season itself. And he seems to be a likable character too, man. Interesting guy.
Yeah, likable guy. Great roulette player. I'm surprised either of you didn't say Colin Murray-Boyles. I guess it wouldn't be a surprise for a lottery pick to like make an impact in the first season. But like I feel like I've been impressed with him, and I feel like he might play a bigger role than maybe I expected coming into his rookie season.
Yeah, I didn't like how Darko was like, yeah, well, I think Josh, you were the one who asked at the very end of the press conference, like, hey, did Jakob and CMB go through practice? And he said, yeah, Jakob went through all contact, everything normal, and then CMB went through non-contact. And I'm just like, I hope he's okay. I don't want him to miss like the season opener,
It's tough. I mean, we were just talking about Jacoby Walter, and one of the reasons why last year was so funky for him and for a rookie to be missing chunks of training camp and the start of the season as Jacoby did. All of a sudden, you're coming back and you're playing catch-up. And, I mean, Jacoby wasn't even playing on that deep of a team last year, and they were tanking by the end of it. So there were opportunities there that might not be gifted to CMB or any other player on this team just because of the depth. So, like, I agree. I think, like, it's a little bit of a worry. I mean, I asked Darko after the game on Friday, too, and he said the expectation is that he's fine by Wednesday. He's able to play, and I hope that he is. And if he isn't, I hope that he'll be able to come back after a game or two, because I do think that's important for him to be able to get off to a hot start, because he certainly did in preseason. I agree, Alex. He looked really, really good and certainly NBA ready and not afraid of anybody, including Scotty Barnes in that scrimmage, by the way. I've never seen a technical foul called in a scrimmage before.
Yeah.
Yeah, my favorite thing about CMB so far is like he seems to just think every question from the media is really stupid. Yeah. Like every time you ask him a question, he's like, I don't know.
We're pretty stupid.
Yeah, we just play basketball. I'm not gonna lie,
half the time it is.
Yeah. Question number 5, lazy question: which Raptor is most likely to be traded in February? J. Lou.
Yeah, I mean, like the easy answer I think there is just like Ochai, only because of the salary situation. I think like they've made it pretty clear that they're going to look to make some changes in the middle of the year for salary cap purposes. The roster won't be the same by the end of the season as it is now. And as we know, like taxes charged at the end of the season and not now. So they've got some time to figure it out. And if they decide that they're not going to make major wholesale changes and they're just going to look to maybe unload somebody and get under the tax that way. I'm not sure. Do you guys have a number on how much they're actually over the tax? I think it's somewhere between like 2 and 3 million.
Yeah, it's pretty small right now. I think the big thing for them is whether they choose to fill out the 15th roster spot, which right now is empty. By the way, apparently a lot of teams around the league are just keeping that 15th spot empty. Like, congratulations
the new CBA, man.
Congratulations on writing a CBA where teams are like, yeah, we don't need 15 players anymore. Congrats once again to Garrett Temple.
Garrett Temple's like, I got my 14th spot. I'm worried about you youngins.
Good for him. Ochai makes 6.4 this year. That would get them under the tax.
For sure.
He's going to be an unrestricted free agent, a restricted free agent next year, unless they sign him to an extension the next 2 hours, which I am not expecting to happen.
That's not happening.
There's going to be a market there. Like, you don't have to attach any picks or convince anyone to take him. Like, even just based on what he did last season, that's a valuable 3-and-D player that contending teams are going to want to contribute, obviously, right away and help them make a run. And even young teams are probably going to want his bird rights. So I think, it maybe get a pick back for him as well. So that's something I think that we'll probably hear that name closer to the deadline, if for no other reason than that financial thing, the financial reason. And again, this is their deepest position. I'll throw RJ's name in there as well, just because that's a name that we heard quite a bit over the offseason, probably for similar reasons, in the sense that, getting paid quite a bit, just under 28 this year, just under 30 next year. They've already paid Ingram and Barnes and Quickly and Pirtle. And with the new CBA, you can't pay everybody. He is extension eligible, I think, until midnight tonight, and then he'll be extension eligible again next summer. He's going to want to get paid at some point. They probably can't afford to do that unless they want to be paying deep into the tax, which they probably don't want to do unless this team really surprises everyone this year to the point where they're even better than that 500-ish play-in lower tier playoff seed that people, even in the best case scenario, expect them to be. So I think at some point they're going to have to make a decision on RJ. I don't expect it to happen this season. I would be less surprised if it happened in the off season. But in the scenario where things don't go well early in the year and they're looking to make major changes in the middle of the season, then that's a name that could probably come up again.
Yeah, I mean, the question here is which Raptor's most likely to be traded. It's Ochai, just because of the salary purposes, as Josh is talking about. And the only reason I think it's unlikely that RJ gets traded this season is I think if the season's going well, you're not trading him, because you don't have to in the middle of the season. You don't.
Yeah.
Man, when is the Raptors? Whoa, what happened to Big Lou? When's the last time the Raptors had an exciting trade deadline, man? Remember those tough trade deadlines you had to slog through with Pascal and OG and all that stuff? Those are tough trade deadlines, man.
Well, it was pretty tough when it was surprise, the Raptors really needed. Well, the Raptors for a long time in that era, Division 69 era, they needed a center or they needed a guard. Mm-hmm. And so it was tough every trade deadline where they were like, yo, guess what? We got you, man. Thad Young. You're like, what? That's neither a center nor a guard. But no, we've had some pretty good trade deadlines, man. We had Marcus Gasol at the trade deadline in 2019.
Okay, but that's going back to 2019. Yeah.
Okay, we had, even before that, Serge Ibaka was brought in at the trade deadline.
The Serge one was nice.
Tucker.
Yeah, Serge and PJ Tucker.
I was hyped when that happened.
PJ Tucker and his
we got Brandon Ingram
12s.
last year. We got Brandon Ingram last year at the trade deadline. So, no, the trade deadline with Lucky, we've been,
I'm just saying, I obviously trade deadline, we devote a lot of coverage to it. The Raptors just haven't been an interesting trade deadline team.
Yeah.
In a little bit, man.
That's fair.
But anyways, do your job.
Technically, we traded Pascal just before the trade deadline. I guess that's not interesting. That's just depressing, but,
Yeah, and then OG got shipped, on Christmas or something?
It's just after Christmas.
Yeah, just after Christmas. All right, question 6, fill in the blank. The Raptors will have blank number of players at All-Star Weekend in L.A.
Okay.
Oh, man. Okay, so this is a hard one. And if there was ever any doubt how much I like you guys, look at the prep that I put into this.
No, he did the rookie sophomore thing.
Okay, no. So let's get the rookie sophomore. No, I did not break down the rookie sophomore here.
You don't love us that much.
He's
I
like,
did. I did go into ChatGPT and say, "What's the current format for the damn rookie sophomore game again?" I might have
Stars.
actually put "damn" too, the
Yeah.
Rising Star game. So yeah, I think CMB probably makes it. Let's start there. I mean, the Raptors have not had good fortune over the years with the rookie sophomore game. There's been plenty of perceived snubs over the years.
Right, the whole bench mob.
The whole bench mob.
Make it. Yeah.
I think Shed's got a good chance in the sense that like the sophomore crew is not loaded, as we know. Like that wasn't a good draft last year, and he's going to be playing regular minutes as the backup point guard. So let's say 1.5 there. Now this is where things get really interesting.
We're sending a half person is crazy.
We're sending half of Phil Summers there.
Oh man. My heart says that like I want to say that Scotty or BI will make it. The math says it's going to be far more difficult. So here's what I think we know so far is that the NBA is going to the World versus US format, right? I don't think we know for sure how the rosters are going to be broken down or what the selection process is, but the latest word I think was that they're looking at 2 U.S. teams of 8 and then a world team of 8. So we're going to assume that that's the case. We're going to assume that there's 16 Americans that make this thing. So last year there was 20 Americans that made the All-Star team, including injury replacements. 3 of them you can cross out now right away. Tatum, Lillard, Kyrie, obviously not making it. Yeah. So 17. That doesn't include, obviously, Scotty and BI. Paolo Banchero, Kawhi, Booker, Morant, Fox, Bam, obviously Cooper Flagg, Chet, Eamon Thompson, Jared Allen, Zion, and then like Maxey, Norm Powell, obviously, and then you can go down the list and there's even more guys. All of that is to say that like it's going to be very, very difficult. So I broke it down this way. I have 12 All-Star locks for the Americans that if they're healthy and barring something crazy where just somebody falls off completely, these guys are going to make it. So let me know what you think. Let me know if I'm off on any of these guys or Donovan Mitchell. I have a second Cavalier, so one of at least Garland, Mobley, Allen. Jalen Brunson.
Probably big Garland, yeah. We'll probably see him at a clutch party.
Jalen Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns, Banchero, a second Thunder player, obviously, in addition to Shea, so Jay Will or Chet, Edwards, Kawhi, KD, Steph, Anthony Davis, LeBron.
The only guys I would take out maybe is Kawhi and AD just on games played.
Yeah.
By the time they hit All-Star.
Again, I'm assuming full health or full health-ish.
Yeah, and no criminal activities. Yeah,
and that.
Well, how does Cat work, for example? Because he officially represents Dominican Republic.
Oh, yeah. Okay. No, you're right. You're right. So you can probably take him off the list. You're right.
Is this like fantasy sports where you got to like flex? You know what I mean? Like you're a forward/center kind of thing?
This is the last thing we need is classifying players.
All right. So moving on.
You got ice. Silver.
This is the last thing that we need, right? The only ice I want to hear is Tom Thibodeau shouting it.
Okay. So then I've got 4 guys that I have as not locks, but like probably more likely than Barnes and Ingram, just based on pedigree and or like projected team success. So I have Trae Young, I have Cade Cunningham, Jaylen Brown, and Harden.
That's fair.
And so that right there is 16 guys, 15 if Towns is not American or whatever. And then that leaves us with Scottie Barnes, Brandon Ingram, Maxey, Fox, Flagg, Booker, Morant / Jaren Jackson, Bam and Hero, whatever Cavaliers we're left with, whatever Thunder player we're left with, Thompson, Butler, Zion, Derek White. The Celtics are good this year, and our friend Jamal Murray, who hopefully one of these days makes an All-Star team.
Wait. Jamal's Canadian. We're good.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, he's world.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
All right,
that one we can confirm. Jamal.
Okay, Jamal Murray is
this
not.
This guy works for
not
Canada's sports leader. Come on, man.
I don't know what time of the day I did this. It might have been. I think
the easy thing here is just like the Raptors have to be good.
Yes.
Like the Raptors, if the Raptors are below 500, then I think any All-Star consideration for those guys.
They got to be
like
a 4 seed, I think.
Yeah,
Honestly,
yeah.
for
I
one
think
of
they
these
have
guys
to be
make it.
good, and I think honestly, strategically, I know fan voting only counts for whatever, but it's like there's politics behind the All-Star campaigns. Like, are they gonna just split their energy between Scotty and Brendan this year, depending on how they're doing?
Nah,
Are
they
gonna
got
make
to.
a
They got
push?
to.
You know what I mean?
Well,
like,
it's not gonna be like last year when RJ was like leading the team in scoring. They were like, yeah, we don't see him, but you know what I mean? Like, no, they're gonna have to sort of split it.
I think Brandon's got a better shot here, just like being the number one guy, maybe puts up great scoring numbers on a surprising team. He can get there, right? So,
Right.
but
So how's All-Star voting gonna work? Do you have players that are in like nationality buckets? You know what I mean?
you're asking too many questions. I can't be
I'm
answering.
just
right
saying,
now,
like
man.
you gotta be like an immigration officer to vote for All-Stars.
No, man, we can't. This is getting way too tricky right now.
That's
You
what
only
I'm saying.
question Cat's nationality, man.
No, I mean like Scotty would have a better chance making the All-Star game if he was Jamaican now. You know what I mean? Like it's just,
Maybe that's why he's thinking about playing for them.
Yeah, these guys are gonna reclassify just to make an all-star world team.
I love it.
This is insane.
Yeah.
All right, so J-Lo, you're saying, do you think one of them makes the all-star team? If
I
you were to predict.
I agree with your qualifications. I think the Raps have to be at least 500, like minimum 500. And or one of those guys have to be having an unreal year to the point where like you can't, because that's happened before where like the Hawks haven't been very good and like Trae Young is just having an amazing year. And the thing is, you used to be able to rely on the fact that like the East was kind of meh, whereas now it's not going to be an East-West selection process. So like you're going to have to deal with all of the loaded talent in the Western Conference as well to make it through. So no, I don't think it's likely. I'll stick with the 1.5. I'll say two. I'll say two guys get into the rookie sophomore. Do we think anyone's going to be in the dunk contest, in the 3-point shootout?
Yeah, do we have a dunk contest guy? We don't really have a dunk contest guy. There's not a dunk contest guy.
We got, honestly, the Raptors used to always have great dunkers. That tradition has gone by the wayside. We don't have a great dunker
Maybe
anymore.
Jameson Battle, if 4 guys drop out of the 3-point shootout, we can get Jameson Battle in there.
I thought you said Jameson Battle.
No.
Want to see the most boring dunk contest?
He'll
One-handed dunk, two-handed dunk.
Dunked over. Yeah, we don't have a dunk contest. We used to have great dunk contest guys.
Yeah, of course, man. Of course.
Come on, man.
Is there dancing comp for Grady?
Oh yeah, Grady.
We got if we got a singing karaoke contest, we could put Jamal in that.
Yeah.
He'd probably win, honestly.
Yeah. So Will, how many All-Stars do you think we sending?
I mean, J-Lou put way more thought into this than I did. So.
Does Phil Summers count?
Phil Summers? We'll see. Yeah. Phil's getting too many shout-outs on this. Let's get Phil a Chick-fil-A deal, man. All right. Next up, which Raptors most likely to win an award? J-Lou, what you got?
If there was a Comeback Player of the Year award, then Brandon Ingram would be in the mix for that. I think there should, by the way, be a Comeback Player of the Year award in the NBA. But yeah, I already covered this. Scotty Barnes, all defense. And then, maybe CMB for an all rookie.
Okay. Like that. What about little Darko Coach of the Year if the Raps are good?
I mean, how many wins do the Raptors need to win for Darko to win Coach of the Year?
50 plus.
Yeah.
50? Honestly, if the Raptors get to 50, Darko deserves Coach of the Year.
Honestly, I hope he doesn't win Coach of the Year for his sake, because have you seen what happens to Coach of the Year winners?
You're right. You're absolutely right. And the Raptors have had 3 Coach of the Year winners. It might be the most won award by a Raptor.
And what's the average span of days between when they win it and when they lose their job?
Some of them end up on TSN, man.
Well, no, I think the best way it's summarized.
0.
The best way it summarizes the infamous meme of Dwayne Casey winning Coach of the Year with no team.
Oh man, congrats, Coach!
The Raptors are like, "Yo, great job, man!" But
was that the only, that must have been the only time in NBA history, maybe in professional sports history, where somebody has been fired before winning the award?
Yeah, have you seen the picture that when Dwayne Casey's holding the award, he's not smiling, man. He looks so pissed.
He has to wear like neutral colors. Like he can't even wear like a Raptors like red tie.
Yeah. He had to figure out like what tie he had to wear and everything.
Yeah,
he didn't have the Detroit job by that point, did he?
No, he didn't. Because I think remember that year they did award show. Because usually you would have this happen like in season,
right?
But unfortunately, it was like they had the award show, so they had to wait until all of it happened. And yeah, Dwayne, a fantastic human being. Like, you genuinely won't meet many people
10 out
better
of
than Dwayne
10.
Casey. So great to deal with, such a gentleman. Honestly, has a bit of a fiery streak to him too, if you ever cross him. But yeah, I can't actually show the image of Dwayne Casey in this because we have too many things loaded up for later. But yeah, just rest assured that the man is not smiling, and he's wearing what looks to be a silver tie. Unless he's coaching for the Spurs, you're not really, representing anything with silver. So tough one for Dwayne, man.
Will, what are your any award predictions? Who you think?
Yeah, Scotty all defense, man. Actually, I fully
right.
expected at this point. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel good about that one.
All right, let's see. Next one. What is a bold prediction you want to make that you might regret by April? J. Lou.
I don't know that I have like that many bold predictions for the Raptors this year. I feel like I'm pretty like on the fence, as we'll get to when we get to like win projection. I mean, like we already made reference to my initial skepticism of the Ingram trade and extension. I mean, certainly if he is healthy and has a comeback year and helps this Raptors team become something more than the 500-ish play-in team that people are kind of putting their ceiling at, then I will regret that take. And regret isn't even the right word, because I'd be happy to take the L on that take if this goes the way that the Raptors are obviously hoping that it goes. I mean, maybe the take that I'll use, or the prediction that I'll use, I did say over the summer, and I kind of alluded to it earlier, that by midseason, I think Jacoby Walter, I said during the summer that I thought Jacoby Walter would jump Grady Dick in the rotation. I felt pretty good about that prediction after the first game of the preseason. But look, Grady kind of recovered after that. I thought he had a few really good games. My thought process, I think, there was just like, Grady had a really tough year last year defensively, and that's obviously such a big part of what the Raptors are trying to do here. And at least to this point in his young career, he hasn't proven to be good enough at the thing that he's supposed to be good at, shooting, in order to make up for those other things, at least on the defensive end. Whereas I already talked about why I really like Jacoby, and I think he's really good at a lot of different things that this team is prioritizing. But with all of that said, like, look, I still believe in Grady. I don't think he'll ever be a great defensive player, but I think he's got the size and the toughness to at least be a good, serviceable one. And then I believe in him as a shooter. And I actually, one of the things that I really liked about his preseason is I really liked how he tried to kind of carve out a niche for himself at that second unit as a guy that's going to be running. And he has always kind of shown that he's pretty good in transition and finishing in transition. Again, he's got that size and like kind of some deceptive athleticism, I think, on the break as well. So I'm not ruling out a Grady Dick bounce back year. And I do think this is a huge season for him, but also like, I'm not going to be surprised if Jacoby ends up as the guy that kind of survives there in that group of guys at that position. Again, especially if we're right in that Ochai is maybe shopped at the deadline, then that moves Jacoby up a peg. And like I said, I think like Grady, at least, if nothing else, has got to be pushed here by the fact that he's got Jacoby nipping at his heels.
Bold prediction. It's not that bold, but I guess my bold prediction that I may regret by April is just that RJ is not traded. I've really enjoyed RJ on the team. I know he's not a perfect player, but I don't think you're paying, perfect money for him to be. You're not paying him to be a perfect player. You're paying him to be a pretty good starter. And I think that there's a couple things you can do to get to that point, but like everyone just kind of like discredits RJ. Like, oh, he's not like, oh, he's good at this, but he's not quite this. He's good at this. And I'm just like, we talk about RJ like he's making the max or something. He's not, you know what I mean? And yeah, I'm hoping the season goes well, because I think that's probably the best chance for him to stick around. He's already on record saying, I mean, there was a story with Josh himself at TSN where he talked about how this is where I want to be my whole career, and this is obviously means something so special to us. And look, I want the Raptors to be built to be the best team possible. But if there is a tiebreaker, I do prefer to have somebody who is from here. RJ is by far the best Canadian player to play for the Raptors. I mean, all due respect to Jamal McGlure or Kem Birch, Chris Boucher, Delano Banton,
Anthony
Bennett,
AB, of course, yeah. So, no, I mean, I think RJ's certainly, worn that number 9 with pride. I mean, Serge Ibaka obviously used to have that number 9, and he was a fan favorite. I definitely see RJ sort of filling in the same way. But if the season does go south, and let's say the Raptors are, under 500 around trade deadline, and it's like pretty clear that this thing's not working, I could see him getting moved just based on a multitude of factors because the team's not working. But yeah, I'm hoping that's not the case. But yeah.
The discourse kind of reminds me of, and I mentioned DeMar earlier. The discourse has always kind of reminded me a little bit of DeMar, where it's like, okay, he's not a great defender, he's not a great shooter. Which, like, by the way, he's like actually turned into a pretty reliable 3-point shooter. The free throws still need some work, but that's kind of my point. Is like, he's really good at the stuff that he's good at, and I think a lot of people spend more time on like the things that he's not great at than the things that he is good at. But to the DeMar point is like, he really wants to be here. He represents the city, the country, the franchise really well, which I think like checks off obviously a few really important boxes. And like DeMar, and I was always higher on DeMar than most, and part of the reason why is just like the guy works, you know? Like at the time, we weren't sure what DeMar's ceiling was. I think a lot of people figured that it would be a lot lower than what it ended up being, but I was always confident that whatever the ceiling was, he was going to find a way to reach it just based on the mindset, the approach, the work ethic. And I feel the same way about RJ. Like, those are the guys that you want to bet on. Those are the guys that you want to have around. So I agree. Like, I have no illusion that he's a perfect player or anywhere close to it, but I still think like there's a lot of value in having a guy that brings what he brings both on and off the floor.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, before we get to the next question, we have finally found the photo of Dwayne Casey accepting.
Oh no!
Oh, Dwayne,
is that a smile? Is that a frown? Like what? Like how do you approach this situation, man?
Is he happy about winning this
award? It is a regular season award, and you deserved it, Dwayne Casey. You earned it.
You absolutely deserved it, man.
Smile, man.
Oh man. Oh, it's not a silver tie. It's light blue. Let's say it's baby blue. It's like the Carmelo blue, you know, from the Denver Nuggets. But damn, bro.
No, this is why they always got to do the regular season awards like the day after the regular season or something. You just gotta avoid any awkwardness. Like if like the MVP gets knocked out. I remember Dirk got knocked out in the first round that one year. And he was already like disappeared by the time he got an award.
Someone said he smiles with his eyes. Come on, guys. No, he's not. There's no part of his eye that is smiling, man. If anything, he's more pissed off in his eyes than he is.
They were trying to do the NHL thing, like the NHL awards, but nobody ever gets fired or traded in the NHL. Whereas I think they learned pretty quickly this isn't going to work in the NBA.
We need to. We also need to figure out the timestamp of whether Nick had been hired already on this date by the Raptors.
Well, that would explain. That would explain the look.
Maybe it happened on the same day. Who knows?
Maybe Nick Nurse was the photographer. That's what happened.
Oh my God. Once again, we preface everything we say about Dwayne by letting people know he is a great human being, and we love you, Dwayne.
Yeah, we
a 10 out of 10
Dwayne,
human.
Well, I love Dwayne. I love.
No, they set him up like crazy for this, man. It's not fair to Dwayne. Like he actually, again, like what Josh said, he 100% deserved it. That Raptor team won 59 games. That bench was the best in the league. He developed a bunch of players. Like it was 10 out of 10, except for the playoffs. But whatever.
I have not seen that expression since Cash and I walked out of the Cowboys casino in Calgary. After losing $250 in 5 minutes. That's the same glazed, glossed over look when you're just in complete disbelief.
Someone said there's a smirk hiding behind that frown, which is an expression that is hard to picture until you see Dwayne Casey accepting this award.
Oh my God. All right. Number 9 here. What's your win total for the Raptors this season? And let's throw in where are they going to finish in the East?
Man, like Dre Z said, 4-4-4, baby. 44 wins, 4th seed in the East.
Okay, damn. 44,
there's your bold prediction right there.
44 is probably good for 4th. Probably good for 4th, which is kind of crazy.
I was mostly trying to hit that Jay-Z bar, but yeah, 4-4-4.
Yeah. Once again, listen to early Jay-Z. Not cheated on Beyonce, apologetic Jay-Z. I don't respect that one.
This ain't blueprint, man.
Yeah. J. Lou, what you got for the Raptors?
This might be my most boring answer because I don't like. I think a lot of people want. This is just the era that we're living in, right? Like the hot take era. They want me to say like 20 wins or like 60 wins, but like no, it's.
Okay.
They're going to be somewhere between 39 and 41, I think. Which
Damn,
I mean.
Okay.
Maybe that in itself, I'm a little bit higher than projection. I think, what's the over-under these days? I know at one point it was 37 and a half.
I think it was around 38 and a half. Yeah,
it's moving up, man. I feel like Raptor fans are like pushing this lineup, basically.
So, yeah, I mean, I think they're probably a hair over that. I think they're going to be somewhere in that 500 range. Mm-hmm. I've done my homework as well, and then not quite as much as the All-Star homework, but I have my Eastern Conference. Here's my bold prediction. I think it's a bold prediction. I think the Knicks are going to win the East.
Yeah, I mean,
I just have no faith. I guess Cleveland's like the regular season team, but I don't know. I just like.
By the way,
I think they're frauds.
Sneaky underrated pickup, man. Cleveland pick up Lonzo Ball, really nice pickup, man. Lonzo when healthy is like a perfect team player.
I think the Cavs are frauds, but maybe that shows itself in the playoffs like it always does, rather than the regular season.
It'll be Kenny Atkinson recreating the Dwayne Casey picture next. I'll just tell you that much.
No, I want to. I mean, I like the Knicks, but I want a surprise team from like this middle of the pack East to kind of just like rise up and surprise everybody.
Yeah, I don't
know who that will be, but
I'm not sure I have that. So I have New York 1, I have Cleveland 2, I have Orlando 3, Detroit 4, Milwaukee 5. I'm a little bit higher on Milwaukee than some. I still think Giannis is Giannis. And I have Atlanta 6. I think I'm a little bit lower on Atlanta than most. Philadelphia 7, which like who the hell knows with Philadelphia. I think maybe I'm hedging my bets with Indy because again, like they're either finishing maybe 3rd if things go well or like 12th if things don't.
Solid.
Indy 8, Toronto 9, Miami 10.
Oh man, 9-10 Toronto.
Boston
Miami
not even in it altogether.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be interesting to see how Boston does too, just because they just play Missoula ball, but I guess with less talented players this year. We're
gonna learn a whole lot about Jaylen Brown and how good he is this year, and I guess Derek White as well.
And don't sleep on the Wizards, man. Check that roster. I think the Wizards will be in top 8 this year.
I've checked the roster, and I think it's gonna be 20 wins.
Yo, man, don't disrespect the Wizards like that.
Their most valuable asset is Jim LeBombard. I can tell you that.
Oh my god!
Now that's a franchise player.
Yo, that's crazy. Okay, so let's see. Oh yeah, bonus question here for you guys. So we know it's been much talked about. Actually, the main talking point last week was the Boston Celtics coaches going up against the media. I believe you guys can correct me. Was the final score 59-4?
57-4.
57-4.
Yeah. And by the way, apparently the Celtics coaches picked up full court on defense, but chose not to take any, wasn't really playing offense seriously, so they're mostly chucking threes. So
that's Missoula ball. That's Missoula ball.
That might just be Missoula ball. Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
So, and then Denver. I know Denver's now set up coaches versus media. I know there's been a huge push here in Toronto. Amongst the media members. I know, Will, you had asked Darko about it. What should the opening point spread be for a Raptors coaches versus media game? J-Lou.
Well, first of all, why is this buried in the lineup? Who put this thing together? Jerome, this is burying the lead. Give the people the content
Alex.
They want. This should have been the first question.
My bad. I thought people wanted to hear Scotty Barnes and get angry.
Yeah, no. This is what people want to talk about here. So, I don't have a spread, but I will say this: we will score more than 4 points.
Yo, I will take. I'm telling you right now, this is Masai being like, we will win in Toronto.
We will score more than. I can pound on the table like.
Believe in yourself. Believe in your media.
More than 4 points. Now look. I will not score any of the more than 4 points, to be clear. That's not what I'm saying. There are a few factors here that I'm considering. One, to your point, Missoula, this idea was conceived in order to embarrass the Celtics media. I don't think Darko is that cruel. I think he's going to go. I think he's going to go easy on us to some degree.
Not me.
And then I also think, look, again, I'm pretty self-aware in terms of my own basketball ability. But if you look even at the roster that the media has put together in the media versus media game the last couple of years, there are some players there. Sampson can play. He'll tell you himself.
Yeah.
Randy Urban, good player. Akil Augustine, if he's not screwing around and getting technical fouls, he can play.
He's not hot dogging out there.
Dwayne Watson gives us some size, Yeah. So there are some good players.
Hey, Dwayne, one of the best 50-year-olds out there.
Oh no. There you got a picture of me pretending to dribble a
guarded
basketball.
by Joe Wolfond.
Yeah, I
This
think
is
Wolfond
like-
got you, man. I think
this
he's
is like-
sliding his feet.
This is
right
if two
now.
Matthew Dellavedovas went at it.
Now,
This is the Matthew Dellavedova versus MJ.
JJ Barea
But they're
is
both
my-
Delhi.
JJ Barea is my player comparison, by the way, not Delhi, but close enough.
Oh, yeah, you got a low jumper.
Now, if you really want to make things interesting, do we get Alvin? Do we get Sherm?
Yeah.
No.
Do we get
See,
Kia
see,
Nurse?
See, I think
That's
that's against the spirit of it.
We
I
gotta
think
get
I
Javon
think
Shepard, man. Javon,
No, I think-
Javon, the whole
Javon
TSN
cut
team,
like hell.
man. Like Kate
That's what I'm
Burness can
saying.
play, producer
Yeah.
Hambone can
Bro,
play,
you got Kia Nurse in there.
Leo can coach. So like
Like, yeah.
no,
this could get interesting real quick.
I want media members with no professional playing experience. This is like a bonding experience for us, like for us to
Yeah,
come
yeah.
together. I think if this were
And
to
get
happen,
smoked?
because in the
we get
past,
smoked, 100%.
in the past when these games have been organized just for media, nobody really puts a lot of thought into it. We show up on the day that it's scheduled. I think if
Yeah.
we know about this, I think we're getting
Oh,
together.
we'll run practice.
Well, maybe run a practice. Like I think
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
got to be a little serious. And again, we will
Mm-hmm.
score 4 points in Toronto. Like we will score 4.
The only the only thing that's concerning me about the 4 is I remember this might have been 2 years ago when we were like warming up for the media versus media game, and we were getting coached by Jama and Pat Delaney, and I remember our coach on that side, Pat, was like, "Hey everybody, let's get into a layup line," and then he had to explain how a layup line worked.
Yeah,
And
I couldn't make a lefty layup.
I was like, yo, people don't even know how a layup line. Like, people were like taking the ball up, like going to score, taking the ball back, going back in the line. I'm like, that's not how the layup
I was
line
doing like hook shots with my right hand.
Do you
Jesus
think?
Christ.
Do you think at $20 a ticket, this game could sell out Scotiabank Arena?
Sell out?
Sell out? No, there's no way,
Like,
man.
what do you think is the capacity for $20
No,
a ticket?
Listen, Raptors Twitter is jobless, but not this jobless.
No, but $20
Come
a ticket.
on,
I think
not like
fans
this.
fans will want to come and watch this experience.
We're
I
selling
think
500
We're going to be
tickets
getting
max.
booed so hard.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And we deserve to be, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So-
sure. No, we need all the help we can get, man.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Well, I also think if we're gonna enter their turf, like the coaches in basketball, like
What?
they gotta enter our turf too. Like let's have like
what
a
does that mean? They got to
no,
do a
like,
podcast?
No. Get
I think they
Darko.
can podcast.
They
Get
gotta write a
Darko.
gamer?
No, get Darko. Get Noah Lewis. Get Ming. Like get all these guys. Let's do a transcription contest. Let's see who could transcribe better, and then we'll see who's got
Yeah.
more red squiggly lines in the Google Doc.
Oh,
One take only. Yeah.
We'll
So
see
here's
who
where I
can write a
stand on
better
this.
gamer. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Here's where I stand on this. Clearly, we're game. We will do it. Again, I'm under no false illusions that this is going to go well for us. I don't care. I'm competitive. I just want to, and it would be fun, even if we get smoked. So we want to do it. We'll ask Darko. They say they're in. Now, I did sense some reluctance from Raptors PR the other day, but I know Alex
They're not
has
doing
some
it.
connections
It's a hard,
there.
It's
So
a hard,
maybe
it's a hard no.
maybe
It's a
Alex
hard
can
no,
make a
actually.
call, put in a good word for us, make it happen.
I'm working behind
It's
the scenes.
actually a hard no.
I'm working behind the scenes to try to make this happen. So hopefully this can maybe even be a mid-season thing. I think we need that's why we need the Raptors to be good. I think if the Raptors are like 10 games over 500, we feel good.
The vibes are good.
Yeah, vibes are good. Let's have this game. Let's make it
Guys,
happen.
I know Josh is reluctant to believe he would be able to contribute to the more than 4 points, but we do have an example here of him hitting a three-pointer on the court. I think we need to see the footage.
Can we stop it before the skip?
We can definitely stop it before
Before the
skip.
IQ.
Wow, that defense.
Oh!
You gotta go over on that screen.
Oh!
What are you
Let's
going under
go.
for?
Yo,
See,
that's
people are killing me for my form, but I'm like, it went in.
The form. Yo,
It went in.
I want you guys to step on the NBA court and make a freaking
like,
NBA
it's a,
three,
if,
man.
if it goes in,
Yo,
right?
that's
pretty good.
that's
Get outta
three.
here, man.
That's 3 out of the 4 points already. We just need to get
We
to
know
the foul
we've
line
seen
and make
Will
one.
hit a three. I hit a three out there. We have at least 9 points available.
I think we got some points in us, man. So
Yo, can we run that
Anyways.
tape back again? Can we run
Oh,
that tape
no.
back again?
Oh,
Look
let
at
me
this
load it
defense,
back. One
man.
second, please.
Look at I couldn't believe the
disrespect.
defense. I know, man. Who is that? Louis Zatzman dropping?
yo, playing drop on J. Lou.
Yo, come on, man. What do you thought J. Lou was gonna be? Look at this. Look at this defense. First off, nobody pressured him at all.
Yeah.
Savannah's like, yeah, cool.
No, Savannah's like, no. Savannah said, I got ball and walked away from J. Lou.
Yeah.
Savannah said, I got ball and legit just turned her back to J. Lou.
I just realized upon watching, this is the first time I put together that I'm actually under the rim waiting for the rebound.
My favorite is like when this clip came out, everybody on Twitter was like, this is the guy flaming Scotty for having a bad game.
Look, like none of us ever claimed to be good at playing basketball. I like doing it. I do it every week. I am a willing shooter. I am not passing up any shots. That doesn't mean that I'm going to make them, but I will take them.
No, I love it, man. We will score 4 in Toronto, man.
We'll shoot a lot, and maybe we'll score 4.
Yeah.
And by the way, if they put a 24-second shot clock, and also you got to get it past half with 8 seconds,
then
I don't think we have the conditioning.
We're
to
not.
Do that.
Yeah, that's not happening for us.
That's gonna be trouble, man.
They've had to turn the shot clock off in both games that we played last 2 years.
Oh, my God.
As a quick, maybe an image of optimism looking ahead, going back to Dwayne Casey, Coach of the Year, I decided to run his face through a neural filter on Photoshop, but here he is, kind of happy. I adjusted it to the max happiness possible, and this is the most it can generate out of it for me.
He's got really nothing to smile about, me, man. It's crazy. Holy, you know what? He had nothing to smile about that day, man.
Nothing to smile about.
I mean, Dwayne, to his credit, is like a very focused, disciplined, locked-in guy, even at the best of times. Yeah. He's not a huge smiler, like.
Even when he's happy, he has a very stately look about him.
He's locked in.
Yes. Yeah.
He is locked in.
Man.
Not a big smiler.
Yeah. All right, J. Lou, stick around with us here for silliness. Couple other.
Oh, we're already there.
Items.
What are you talking about?
That wasn't the silliness?
No, we're
getting more silly. Yeah.
So the Raptors had their infamous annual Halloween party yesterday. Photos have started to make their way online, so I believe we have. Do we have photos or videos here that we're gonna check
We
out?
have photos and videos. Which one do you want to go
Let's run the
first?
video first, and then we'll go through the individual photos.
Okay. All right, here you go.
Bobby.
Very nice. We gotta say who won best costume. So we have a top 3, and I'll allow Grady to tell y'all the third place winner.
Let's go. Coming in at third, we have B.I.
Okay, and our second place winner, I kind of hated on it, but Ming, yeah.
Shouts to Ming, man. Yo, Ming coming in as ice.
Coming in at first place, best costume of the night. Drum roll, please.
Did Borat win?
Borat Bobby.
No, he won.
Very nice.
Damn.
Little Bobby cackle, of course.
Nice.
I like.
Oh
my
man.
God. I'm so
here's the photos in particular.
Yeah, so starting off here, we have Bobby as Borat and Scotty Barnes as Shrek.
Scotty's that's pretty dedicated to the Shrek.
Yeah, he did the full face paint. He's got himself a belly as well, too. It's looking very good.
Right. Someone's dressed behind him as Flaming Hot Cheetos.
I can see
which is
that,
kind of incredible. Yeah.
We might have to do a zoom in and check that later. Up next, we have 2 Chuckies.
Right. We got Chucky
Now,
Hepburn.
did they coordinate that, or do you think they just both happened to show up as Chucky?
This is like when PJ Tucker and Patrick Patterson showed up in the same $800 dinosaur sweater.
It's very reasonable for Chucky to show
Chucky
up as
going
Chucky.
as Chucky is elite. What is Grady doing though?
Like somebody just went to the Halloween spirit on
They got a BOGO on this.
Yeah. Do you think it's the King West one, a King Espadana?
Oh hell yeah,
absolutely,
hell yeah.
That's a classic, man.
They might not have been there picking it. Oh wait, didn't you do this last year, Will? You or Alex
it was
predicted
Alex.
Grady. Yeah, but then we got it wrong.
Yeah. Someone had leaked news about Grady's outfit. Yeah,
that's right.
It was wronged.
All right. Up next here, this is a homage to Dodgeball, I believe.
Very good.
Jamal Shed here. as
Very
one
good.
of the Vipers. Very good.
I like that.
I think they got the rookies to dress up as Teletubbies, which I think is a really great rookie move here.
Does this mean Chucky had to change his costume halfway through?
I guess.
Because that's Chucky in the yellow Teletubby.
He really a
that is.
two-way player,
He could.
They're like, you're on a two. They're like, yo, go put on your Exhibit 10 outfit.
He just has to put it on top of his existing one, so I think it works that way. Because he wasn't
pretty
wearing
amazing.
the wig like Grady was.
Yeah, true.
We have, I believe,
Jameson Battle
as
I
Ted
think
Lasso?
this is Ted Lasso.
I think
Yeah,
this
that's
is Ted Lasso.
Incredible.
He is wearing.
This is actually pretty good.
If he's
I
zoom
would've
in, it
voted-
is an AFC Richmond.
I would have
here.
voted him in top 3. I don't know, just because
Yeah.
it's J-Mo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is like very different from his usual costume as Justice.
Well, was that Will at Savannah's party? Yeah.
We'll get to it.
We'll get to those as well. Up next, we have Yakapurtle as
That's
the
pretty good.
tallest minion ever. Yeah.
By the way, I really wish that Darko had gone as Gru, because he kind of sounds a little like Gru, and then gone with Jakob as like a couple costume, basically.
Well,
Darko, here we go.
Darko did tell you though, right? You asked him.
Yeah, Darko said he went as Dwayne Casey for Coach of the Year. No, I'm kidding.
Now Darko is a smiler.
Yeah, no, Darko went as a pharaoh, and his wife went as Cleopatra.
I love that, man.
Yeah, no
that's
photos
beautiful.
of that, but yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, no, I
and
think
that's all of them there.
I think
in terms.
Bobby definitely deserved to win because like I could not even tell that was Bobby when I saw.
Really?
Yeah, I could not tell.
Throw that picture back up.
You
don't
know
think
who would
you could tell
approve
that's
of that
Bobby?
costume is the biggest Borat fan I think
JV?
I've ever met,
JV?
Jonas Valanciunas.
Yeah, JV used to love Borat.
Who before he was comfortable like with the language when he first got to Toronto, and before
Yeah.
obviously he was comfortable with us in the media, and Borat was like such a big deal at the time. We basically only conversed using the Borat voice for 2 years.
Incredible.
To the point where I still, like, whenever I see him, whenever we bump into each other, I'll see him from across the hall and he'll say, "Very nice."
This guy had a Borat. He had a Bruno. This guy had all that. This guy had an Ali G in the locker room. This guy had all the.
Who's the Ali G on the Raptors?
Oh my god.
Grady Dick.
No, it's got to be a reporter. I know who it is. I won't say.
I know who it is.
Do you think Borat is actually on like Bobby Webster's like top 4 fave movies, or do you
I
think
hope
this was
so.
just a
Yeah.
costume situation?
Yeah, one low key thing about Bobby is he really loves international relations. Like he
does.
He's big into international politics.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
It is
I'm
very
afraid.
much his brand of comedy, I would say.
It's
Yes.
his steez for sure.
It's right
Yes,
up there
absolutely.
for it. And
Now,
also considering
a
he
missed
is our
opportunity
age, too.
not showing up wearing the Borat Speedo, though.
That
Oh,
was
yeah.
wait until
That
Summer
was-
League, I guess.
I
That's,
don't know if I want to see that.
Not
All
to
due
dive
respect to
into
Bob.
not to dive into the lore, but that's Bruno. Is that Bruno? No. That's
No,
not
that's the Borat, the green.
No,
No,
Borat did it
yeah,
too.
he did the
that is Borat.
The
He
green
did it.
Speedo.
That's Borat.
Yeah, Bobby, I did. Don't do that.
Please.
Yeah.
Don't do that, man.
J. Lou, have you ever? What's the most ambitious Halloween costume you've ever thrown on?
I used to be really into it at one point. I'm trying to think. I did the NBA lockout one year where, I mean, obviously during the NBA lockout, I was like in chains and wearing like a basketball
Oh.
mask.
Damn.
I thought you wanted like David Stern or something.
No, that would have been good too. I'm trying to think. What else have I done? I went as swine flu during the swine flu year.
I told you, don't get in trouble out here.
Oh,
How did
man.
you wait? What did you look like?
Probably on a pig that was sick or something. Like,
Yeah, I had like the
Like a-
doctor's
like a-
mask.
Yo,
yo, swine. That's pretty creative.
going
Right?
as a disease is crazy. That's like me being like, I'm gonna go as COVID-19
Too soon.
and just
soon.
stick
Too
those.
I like to go. I like to
go.
go topical.
Yeah.
This guy's next to your H1N1.
Any Squid Game, like any other like
I haven't
TV
done
movie
Halloween in a very
references?
long time, but my
Yeah.
son is. We're taking him out for the first year.
Nice.
This year he's going as the very hungry caterpillar.
Okay, yeah,
That's
Love
yeah.
that's amazing.
Even more adorable / embarrassing is so he calls it the very hungry caterpillar. And so when I was calling the store, I forgot that I was talking to a real life adult and not my 2-year-old. I'm like,
oh no.
excuse me, Do you have any very hungry caterpillar costumes?
Excuse me, Josh Lewenberg from Canada's sports leader here.
Unbelievable, man.
I'm feeling very hungry. Anyways, we had a chance to get dressed up a little bit this past Friday. It was our friend Savannah Hamilton's 30th birthday, and the theme was Midnight Masquerade. And here are some photos. That would be Maddie D there,
That's right.
Maddie D calling the Nets Raptors game and somehow beating all of us to the party.
Will, you ran to him pregame, didn't you?
I ran into the pregame and I'm like, yo, why are you wearing a Celtics tie? Because it was green. He's like, didn't you read the invite? Like,
the Partiful invite, yeah.
Yeah, Partiful.
Oh, man. Yeah, this is us.
Shouts to Sticks. Our friend Jordan's there.
Yeah,
and then
Mr. Six on Raptors Twitter.
Who's on the very right?
That's our friend LaShawn, who's he's been a producer over at MLSC. So
gotcha.
Nice.
He looks a little bit like Bruce Brown in the face.
Yeah.
Jerome's got the mask on. I picked up a mask off the bar. Don't zoom in on any of these photos. My eyes were closed in all of them.
I was gonna say you're gone.
They absolutely were, Alex.
And then I believe Will.
Will, I gave you a mask because we were both at the Brooklyn Nets game. And my thing, I got myself. Oh, he's gonna go get it right now. I got Will a mask. Well, I got myself a mask, and it was a 2-for-1 on Amazon. So I was like, Will, you can have one of these. And so he did try them out in the MasterCard lounge, and it came out like this.
Yeah. Which right away when I saw this photo. No, right away when I saw this photo, I'm like, he looks like Kato the Green Hornet, and we have a side-by-side comparison here, courtesy of Jerome. You just need to get that police thing, and you can. You're set for Halloween.
With his mask on.
Yo, that's me applying my eye black for the Jays game tonight.
Yo, if you want to borrow this later. No, the crazy thing is my head is so wide that it doesn't sit flush on my face, like so. It's like peeking out, like
yeah, Will, if I have your permission to share you trying to put it on at first.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Do whatever you need, man.
Let me find that image while you guys talk to this right now.
I'll do the rest of the pod in this mask. I can't even see through my. Okay, let me put my glasses on.
This is actually topical too. 1 year is given what tonight is in the city. 1 year I went as the Royals fan. Remember the one that like?
Oh my god!
Wow, you like to go very controversial.
Yeah,
like you sit at home and you're like, man.
Let me see if I can find a picture of that.
Should I be the asshole?
Here's
fan?
Will trying to put it on.
Should I be swine flu?
Swine flu is nuts. This guy won as a microscopic object.
This guy gonna be RFK Jr. this year. I demand it. Oh, that's amazing. No, Will in the mask, Mr. Kato the Green Hornet. So yeah, Halloween's coming up soon. I've always I think I told you, Will, there's 1 year I was gonna buy a Gollum mask.
That would have been fire.
And just show up to
crawled around.
No, and just showed up to Sportsnet in the mask, but not acknowledge it and just do the whole show.
That is the type of stuff that we could get away with back then for sure. We had the clout.
Anyways, Jerome's got his Jerome's. Yeah, the funny part about Jerome, like I'm like having conversation at this party with like Josie and Colin, and he'll just pull up in his mask like nothing's wrong and just start talking like a normal person. Yeah. And I just couldn't do it.
Yeah, we were hanging out outside getting some air, and they were in the middle of a conversation, and I joined them there, and I was like, "So, how is fun employment?"
Yeah, so you get a job?
Alex crashed out of me. He's like, "You can't just join a conversation wearing a mask like it's normal."
No, you can't, man.
Yeah.
Holy crap. All right, so Raptors Halloween. We're all excited for Halloween.
Okay.
What else?
Okay.
Yeah. Speaking of other things, J. Lou, we got to hang out a lot in Calgary. We've talked about our little adventure to Lake Louise. Had some nice dinners. Appreciate you guys coming out for my birthday.
Hey, of course, man.
And
we got to watch Caesar salad be made live at the table. Where else can you do that?
I never knew.
If not Calgary.
I never knew it took so long to make a salad. That's why I don't cook. So we got to talking about a controversial topic, which is tipping.
If I wasn't canceled for the swine flu costume.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Mr. Swine Flu over here. Would you like to share with the world your $5 tipping theory? Yeah.
Well, okay, some context. Like the conversation started. Conversation started when Alex and Cash went to the casino, and we've already heard how that went. And we were talking about the practice of tipping dealers, which I don't agree with. One, because they get paid.
Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
One, because they get paid very well. Two, like generally, you would agree that most people will tip like when they're winning, right?
Yes.
Like, so you used the example earlier, Alex, of like they deal you 3 straight blackjacks, so you tip them. They don't do anything differently.
He tips on every blackjack, actually.
Really?
I believe it's like karmic. For me, it's like,
okay,
let's keep a good vibe. If I tip her like $5, if I'm making like $25, $50, like it's just a karmic thing for me.
Sure.
You know, Asians are real big on luck. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
And you're literally playing a game of luck.
But for you, it's like there's no scenario when you're sitting at, say, a blackjack table.
They're not giving you money back if you're losing. So why am I tipping when I'm winning?
Also, how like have you like confirmed that dealers make good money? Because I know you say this.
I was gonna say I feel like dealers make minimum
like
wage.
you're like dealers make pretty good money. This guy's gonna go to ChatGPT.
Yes. Do blackjack dealers make good money?
I do have an answer from Google that is probably not in J-Lu's favor, but the average annual salary for a casino dealer in Canada is approximately $37,000.61. Approximately $21.45 per hour.
Does that change your stance, your long-standing stance on not tipping dealers?
It changes my stance a little bit.
Okay. You have a heart. Yeah, you have a heart.
Okay, but let's keep going though. Let's keep going because that's when this conversation started.
So
Alex lost $250 and then he decided to tip on top of that.
My Uber Eats baseline is a $5 tip that will be adjusted more situationally on one, where the restaurant is and how far they have to travel,
weather,
rain, snow.
Yeah.
You asked me about holidays
select
earlier.
Holidays.
Select holidays. But unless I'm ordering an absurd amount of food to where like it's really hard to carry all this stuff, like why am I tipping differently on the $20 meal than the like $50 meal that you travel the same distance for?
As much as I don't agree, I totally see the rationale. I see the rationale.
And before everyone thinks that I'm a monster or just a stereotype, I saw those eyebrows, Will.
Oh no!
I will say,
hey, careful talking about the eyes too, man. Come on, man.
I did not say that.
We're in the same boat together, guys.
I did not say that.
We're in the same boat.
Just a couple of J-Loos hanging out here.
We're in the same boat.
I will say, I tip at least 18% at every restaurant.
Hey.
I am not a monster.
No. I love hearing the rationale behind how people approach tipping because I feel like it's such a personal thing.
Yeah.
Like it's a very personal thing. Like whatever, we all have our own approaches. Like I don't know if this is a stereotype, but like Will, like my parents, like my mom especially, like does not like tipping. Like every time if we go for dinner and she sees me tipping 18, like she slaps my hand. Yeah, she's like, why? Yeah.
Well, there's a Jimmy O Yang who's like a comedian. He was in Silicon Valley and stuff like that. Jimmy O Yang has a joke where he's like, you know what a Chinese tip is? It's no matter what you've eaten or spent, you add $2. Like, which I really do love that joke.
No, it's like
there's been times where I will go out either with like my grandparents or with my parents, and then I'll fight to get the check, or I'll pull like I'm going to use the washroom, and then secretly I'm paying for the check. Right. In large part, so that I make sure that people are tipped in a decent way.
No, that's fair, man. By the way, one of our listeners says per glass door, dealers average $60K. So J-Lu, put that $5 away.
Yeah,
they're making enough.
Put that $5 back in your pocket. You're good.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you tip your doctor?
Yo, I don't even need to pay my doctor.
Do you tip your doctor?
You should just be tipping everybody at this point.
You're like, man.
My wife tips on pickup orders.
Okay.
Which I do not. I think that's like that. I was during the pandemic.
I tip less on pickup orders for sure. Yeah.
Yes.
That's, I think, a pretty controversial one as well.
Yeah, I think I said too. It's like if I grab a coffee from like a large corporation like a Starbucks, I'm not tipping. But if it's like maybe like a small independent shop, I might throw a tip.
What if they make a little heart in your foam?
No, you're just a hater, bro. This guy hates tipping.
They poured their heart into that, man.
No, but my thing, in defense of J-Lu too, I'm like, man, like I feel like tipping's become a thing that's been passed on to the customer too much, the consumer too much. Like some of these places need to pay their people properly. Like I'm happy to drop a tip, but some of these people need to make adequate wages too. So
yeah, I mean, I think it's also culturally, right? Like I think honestly part of the reason why like, you know, especially Chinese people like will not tip as well, just on average, let's just say, is like I there's just that culture doesn't exist in Asia. Like you can go wherever you want in Asia, nobody's asking for your tip. Nobody.
Yeah, no,
you know
I feel like,
and it's just like the price of the service is the price of the service. You know.
Yes,
what I mean?
and like we've all traveled and stuff. I really enjoy those countries where it's like you don't have to think about that. Like you're paying for the service. Like the tip is just like it's not a tip based like economy. I don't know.
But absolutely tip people, please. Like generous.
Tip your barber. I tip my barber. I tip like any kind of like service worker. Anyone's coming to the house to fix something, you tip, right? Like
okay.
You get a massage. I tip a masseuse.
Tipping the masseuse.
Yeah.
Is that
but
like
not the dealer?
Like a cash situation?
Not like the dealer, but the masseuse.
I guess
the dealer is flipping over the card. They're not.
When is the opportunity to tip the masseuse? Because usually you're like you just pay for the service at the end of it, like with the credit card, and then they're like, do you have like
No, you bring some cash with you, a little cash tip,
and you just leave the cash. Okay, I'm gonna try.
I'll leave the cash, or I'll like add on to the. Sometimes there's an option if I'm paying with the card to add it on.
What about?
That's the thing. Is like now this is we're talking about tipping culture. This is where it's getting out of control. Is like. Now the debit machine gives you an option to tip, like basically anywhere. You can go to like McDonald's and be like, 18%? Come on. What do you say?
Yeah.
18%?
No,
Big Mac.
It is.
We put a lot of love into it. We put a lot of love into this Big Mac.
No, this is the interesting thing. It's like, depending on the service, I do think people, it's like, okay, like when you travel and you're at a hotel, you get, let's say you travel
tip
for a week.
Tip the hotel staff 100%.
Yeah, but it's like sometimes I'm like what's the customary thing? Do I leave a tip every day when they're cleaning my room, or do I leave a cumulative tip?
You leave a cumulative tip.
Yeah, and I don't always have cash.
But then I'm like, does that tip go towards all the people who help clean?
I would hope so.
The place,
that's
what I mean?
For them to figure out, though. That's not on you to be like, am I like they've got to have a system there.
Yeah, and I'm like, man, if I don't tip throughout, are they gonna just throw some dirty towels at me? Like,
they're probably doing that anyway.
You should definitely tip extra considering you take 5 showers per day. So.
5 showers?
That's a lot of
Oh, you don't know this lore yet about Alex?
Yeah.
Who are you, Serge Ibaka? That's why we used to wait. We used to wait like 3 hours for Serge after the game.
Bro,
are you doing the
sauna?
skin exfoliating too?
I'm definitely not Serge Ibaka, but we spend the same amount of time in hot water. But yeah,
2
Alex,
peas in a pod. Alex Wong
and
Serge Ibaka.
I do have a Subway take that I added into here that is about tipping from comedian Robbie Hoffman that actually kind of like goes to some of your points about living wage. But here, let's play this right now.
Yeah.
Okay,
if I have to go up to order, I'm not tipping. Restaurants are all they're all self-serve now. So
0%.
0. At this point, I work there.
You're doing the work. You should get tipped.
They have the nerve on the iPad to do 15% tip. Chas v'shalom, 20% tip. Tip you? Why don't you tip me? Take 15%, 20 off the bill. No, literally, just pay people a living wage and leave us alone already.
Tipping when you have to do the work is awful.
Yeah, come a year? We're tipping 45%. We're making the shit ourselves.
What about coffee shops?
0.
You didn't tip for that.
Oh, this guy was rude as hell. I want to even cover the name here. I don't even want to give him anything. I'm telling you right now, the business must pay their employees. They continue to levy more and more on the consumer.
You're doing a peaceful protest.
Yes. You tip where you have service at a restaurant, tip 45.
Now everyone expects 20%.
Especially a coffee shop. They love to flip it back, the iPad. Nobody flips one back better than me. I don't give a fuck.
You hit 0 and then you flip it right back. You know what I do? I leave a pity tip.
But that's what it should be. If you're feeling a tip, give a tip. But a mandatory tip, now we've lost the essence of the tip. Now we're doing wages. Now I work there, and I'm paying to work there. By the way, people said, oh, well, inflation, because inflation went up. Yeah, well, a tip's a percentage. So you're getting a percentage of the inflated price. What are we double dipping? Pay your people and leave us alone already. Bring back the $2 tip.
100% agree. I'm in.
Wow.
Felt like I was watching Seinfeld there. Okay, so riddle me this. Korean barbecue. They're bringing you the meat. You're cooking it. Are you tipping?
This is incredible.
Are you tipping if you have to cook the food?
There's some food prep there, Josh.
You know what? I
have
do
to slice the meat and put it all.
No,
and then the
yeah,
person, they're always there. They're like lighting the grill for you. They're like,
you know what?
And if they're good at
Bunsen
keeping up
burgers
with like
out
the
or
food
whatever.
coming too, like that you're never waiting in between.
They're bringing you
It's good
stuff.
service.
Yeah, they're doing that thing where they spin the soju bottle, make it a little tornado, and
There is a difference because some Korean barbecues they'll cook for you as well. Like they'll put the
They'll do
meats
that
on the
too,
grill, and that to me, I do leave a bigger tip for that than if they just bring.
What do you
over
tip
the
a
meats.
hibachi
Really?
chef?
I've never had hibachi, man.
It's very good.
Man?
I will say though, with restaurants, like if I have a good experience, I'm very happy giving like a very high tip. Like I just, I don't know.
Sure.
Like for me, it's like that. Restaurants is where tipping for me, like I'm pretty flexible with. And then other spaces, I'm kind of like, I don't know, man. I feel like you're trying to scam me right now.
Alex, I have a specific question for you. What is the threshold on the time to make a Caesar salad before you stop tipping them?
Did you tip the Caesar salad guy?
Well, Alex
I didn't pay that night.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we definitely tipped them well. We tipped them well,
Yeah. We have this comment here from the chat. J. Lou is actually hilarious. I did not realize. Just thought he was a Scotty hater. We're here to rehabilitate everybody in Toronto media. Yeah.
Whose personality is just hating Scotty? This is so stupid, man. That ain't a personality.
No,
Come
man.
on,
y'all gotta leave J. Lou, like Kareem, all these people alone, man. Please.
My phone is at 4%, so if I drop out, it's not because I'm angry about how this tipping conversation is done.
Well, this is actually a good point. We'll drop you off here.
Yeah.
And then J. Lou, appreciate you for coming on. Appreciate you for sharing so many different things about your life. Including, must remind everyone, this guy once dressed as the swine flu.
I'll get you some pictures.
Yes,
I will send you some pictures.
Get us pictures. Let us know. But yeah, no, J. Lou, appreciate you. Everybody follow J. Lou's work. You guys know how to find him on Twitter, Instagram. Probably has you all muted and blocked, but just go find him.
Maybe unmute me, unblock me.
Yeah.
Just don't send me angry things.
Yeah. And we look forward to having you back on. Thanks for finally coming on, man.
An absolute honor. Anytime. Thanks so much for inviting me, guys. You guys are the best.
Appreciate you, man. Go charge your phone.
I will.
Yeah. All right. Jay's Corner.
Jay's Corner.
Jay's Corner, baby. Let's go.
Let's go.
We'll get this.
We are
get this on right
3.5.
now,
we're 3 hours before the game.
Side block. We're putting the side block on right now, baby.
Oh, word?
Let's go.
Okay. Wow, we got Asian Tate McRae on the podcast, man.
Let's go. You gotta make it into a triangle. That's what TikTok said.
This guy's about to sing to Greedy next. So we got Bieber on the mound. Must win Game 7 at home. Do we have any guesses as who's gonna be the first? Who's going to be the first pitch, or who's going to be a ceremonial pitch thrower or whatever?
Yeah, that's a tough one because they've already exhausted like Josh Donaldson. They've used up Jose Bautista yesterday, Edwin Encarnacion. I think it's got to be somebody from like the 92 or 93 team, I feel like.
Really?
Like I think you got to go back. I don't think they've used Joe Carter yet, have they?
But don't you say that if you make the World Series?
I'm not saving nothing. It's Game 7, baby. Empty the clip. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. So, no, I think in just like context of Toronto sports, like this is like, I don't know, where does this rank? This game tonight, man. Like I've personally never seen the Jays make the World Series.
Yeah.
Like I came here in '92, but I didn't watch baseball until like '94, '95.
I wasn't even born until 1992. So like legit, I was not even around for one of these. I mean, this is the first Toronto sporting activity that I've planned like an entire day around, like in a long time. Like obviously for work, I do that for the Raptors all the time.
Sure.
So it doesn't count. But like I'm not planning my day around the Leafs. You know what I mean? I'm not planning like even the Jays before this. Like this is like for me like. Yeah, no, I mean, I've been on pins and needles all day. I've been pretty excited to see what they do. I'm excited to see what the lineup is. Apparently, ICAP's in the lineup again, So
yeah.
we'll see.
No, it's I was super nervous even yesterday. And like, I don't know, man. Like I don't remember being this nervous since probably the Raptors were trying to clinch the championship and stuff. It means so much. We saw the Leafs lose Game 7 earlier this year, 6-0, to Florida, 6-1, whatever. It was super crash out for the fan base and for the city and stuff. I think everybody in the city like loves this Blue Jays team. Everybody's fallen in love.
They've been incredible.
They've fallen in love with this team. We're over the Brandon Little controversy. We're moving on. I think we're just gonna blow them out tonight. I think it's gonna be like 12-0. We bring in Brandon Little for a little redemption, 2 innings, while in a blowout. The fans are just chanting like we want the Dodgers or like free Ipe, and then the World Series is gonna start on Friday in Toronto, which by the way will conflict with the home opener of the Toronto Raptors, and
you gotta pick. You want to see Brandon Ingram or Brandon Little, man.
Did try to talk to sources in the org about potentially if they're thinking about moving the game. And
what are you doing with this? What are you
Alex,
doing with this,
can you do me a favor? Can you just put your left hand up?
Got him.
This is not even the eye black I'm gonna be rolling with. I'm just pre-gaming right now.
What are you doing? I don't understand this.
Man. This is my look now, man. They're 1-0. I look like I have cat whiskers.
Again. I can't stress enough.
The crazy thing is, last night at the game, I had this, and I almost used it as a chapstick. Oh, no. I pulled it out, and I was like, "Oh shoot!" Anyways, if you're going to Game 7 tonight by yourself, like I am,
Alex is heading to a My Chemical Romance concert.
Hit me
I was
up.
gonna say, Alex Wong halfway to Justin Trudeau at this point.
Yo, imagine, brother. Imagine. I'm sitting in the outfield tonight, man. Imagine if I hit like catch the World Series clinching home run.
You got to fight for your life with that. Like you should bring a glove to the game just in case.
So if you get that home run and the Jays come to you and they're like, you have an hour to decide. We'll give you free tickets for the rest of your life. We'll take care of you in exchange for the ball. Yeah. Do you keep the ball?
No, I take the tickets.
Okay. I think Cash said he would keep it because the value on that would be like outrank the free tickets.
No, I hear that, and I agree with that. But also to some degree, let's say it's like Vladdy hits like a walk-off home run, and it's incredible. You catch the ball. Honestly, personally, Vladdy deserves that ball.
Yeah.
So you give me a little something, but like realistically, he did the work, not me. I just caught it. I was just lucky.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Would I be giving up $1 million? Probably. Yeah. This is $500 or tickets with Blue Jays
or dinner with Vlad D. No. It's a blowout tonight. Please just do it.
Let's go, baby.
I don't need no like stressful Game 7. I don't care, man. Like I want a blowout, man. I don't want no drama. Let's go, man. Let's get the Mariners out of here. They've never been to the World Series. Shousa Ichiro, an actual honorable Japanese man who didn't gamble, during his playing career.
We were talking about this last night, man. If the Jays do get to the World Series, and obviously there will be a game where Shohei Ohtani will be pitching for that World Series, we should have the ceremonial first pitch thrown by Ipe.
Yeah, and I want to sell free Ipe shirts in Dodgers colors outside Game 14.
And I want Ipe to sit, where those like jacked Blue Jays fans have been right behind the plate? I want Ipe to be like eye to eye with Shohei every single time down. Man.
One Ipe's better than 9 Yanks, man. Let's go! Yeah. Anyways.
Why does his name sound like Alipay? You know what I mean? Ipe.
Yo, no one's fighting for Ipe more than us, man.
No. I want when. By the way, when Shohei goes to the play, I want Ipe to be in the outfield so you can look at him.
I want those, those Knicks, the Bing Bong videos that went like super viral and stuff. Like, we beat the Dodgers game 1, It's like, Shohei, man, don't you wish you were on the Jays? And he's like, no, I won a World Series last year. And my interpreter's in jail now. How crazy do you think the job check, like the background check was on his new interpreter? Like they must have like just thrown like a gambling chip at him to see if he twitches at all.
They're like, let's say you're showing 17. Do you hit or you hold?
They're like asking him the most basic things.
They're like,
because you can't have a back-to-back interpreter controversy. Like they got Ipe out of there. Like this second guy better be like pure straight edge, like nothing.
Yeah.
So
no,
I don't know, man.
I'm excited. I mean, the only thing I'm nervous about is our bullpen. If it gets to a close game, because we already had yesterday, Jeff Hoffman comes in and like does 2 full innings, man.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know if we could throw him again for 2. I mean, whatever. It's game 7, so everyone's gonna like throw everything into it. But
I don't think Jays
who
fans
do you trust out the
Hoffman.
bullpen right now? Who do you trust out the bullpen?
I trust Flu Hardy.
Okay, Flu.
I trust Sir Anthony Dominguez.
Well, what about?
I still trust him, man. I still trust him.
He could be a little wild. He could be a little wild.
Yeah, I trust Louis Varland, who's pitched, I think, in every game in these playoffs except for
Louis Varland and his tiny New Balance sneakers are out there.
Yes.
Cleats are out there.
Yes.
He's got tiny feet, man. I swear, they look super
listen.
small on those.
You know how it is, man. It's all hands on deck. Game 7. Like I think Gosman's available. Bassett's gonna be available. Eric Lauer, who like never pitches.
I forgot he's on the
reason.
team, man.
Yeah,
Eric Lauer. They never let him pitch, even though he's been solid all year.
I mean, I suggested the idea of having Max Scherzer close the game if it's a close one, man. But I want that maniac out there, man.
Low-key, the guy I would actually love to see if he had to pinch like close would be Trey Savage, because he's got the
you
exact.
Can't bring him back again today.
He's not gonna do it. He's not gonna do it. But like the ideal, like maybe not in this series, but maybe next series if there's a situation. The ideal like pitcher I would want out of the bullpen is definitely a guy who can get swing and misses. Nobody gets swing and misses more than Trey. And then also it's like the fastball like splitter combination is incredible. Like that, like if you were to design most like relief pitchers, you would have that. Now granted, obviously we need Trey to be a starter, absolutely. But if we had to, you know what I mean? If it's like the 14th inning and they're like, yo, come on, somebody's got to step up, you know what I mean?
Listen.
Yeah, see, there you go. Yeah. Yo, I would buy this right now.
I want to buy it right now, man. Free eBay.
Is that Clement?
Yo, free eBay, please, man.
Does he work at Hung Shea from 9 to 9?
No, but I think Bieber. I think they're gonna pull Bieber early, like first sign of trouble. I don't think they're messing around at all tonight. Yeah, I don't think you give him. I don't think you give him a leash, man. Like I think
because he was incredible in Game 3, man.
I know, but it's like
that off-ball stuff was perfect.
But it's like if you got the starters in the pen, like I actually think Gosman will come in at some point, unless it's a straight blowout for the Jays. Like I think they're gonna plan to have Gosman. And if you get Gosman out there, that's probably like 2 innings at least. Like I don't know if he goes more than 2, but it's I don't think you bring in Gosman just for 1 inning. I would go something like Bieber, like Lauer. So you go like righty to lefty and then Gosman, and then figure out the rest. Maybe the game's done by then. Who knows?
Yeah. Oh, stop it with this, man. No, man.
A little triangle, Yeah,
no, this is the worst. No, please reapply this before you go to the game today, man.
I'm just gonna go downstairs to concierge like this right now.
No, you look like the photo of like when they were like building the Empire State Building and they were taking a break on the I-beam. All their faces all dirty. That's what you look like, man. Holy. This guy looks like Doraemon right now.
Yeah, I look like Meowth.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, we're doing a Reddit AMA tomorrow at 3 p.m.
That's right.
So the thread is already up on Raptors Reddit. So make sure you go there. I've seen people start leaving comments and questions in there already. Will and I will go through those at 3 tomorrow and try to just get to all of them. So, yeah, leave your questions there. It'll be fun. Go hop over to Reddit. Ask me for my 5 favorite subreddits. You'd be surprised. I'll share them with you. I shared them with Will today, and he was horrified.
Yeah, I was a little horrified for sure.
Yeah, you're a little horrified.
I already see 60 questions in there, man. This is nice, man.
60?
Yeah, it's already in there, man. A lot of questions are already in there.
I mean, I posted it to the losers too and told them to get over there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
right.
let them know.
Shouts-
So yeah,
shouts to the
3
losers subreddit.
3 p.m. tomorrow. Yo, go hit that up, man. I gotta let people know that Hello and Welcome is back. Ran into a Raptor show listener on the weekend. He was like, "Man, I loved you and Will." I'm like, "Yo, we still alive, man. We still alive.
Oh, yeah,
we
yeah.
had Hello." So let people know about Hello. Subscribe to the YouTube. Season's starting this week. Jays are at the forefront right now, but it'll be Raptors. It'll be Raptors time soon, man. It'll be Raptors time soon. So I think that's it, man. We got Kirtika joining us later this week. Another season preview episode, and of course, make sure you come out to the Pint on Wednesday.
That's right, baby. Come
What
watch.
time does the event start?
7. Come for 7.
Okay,
Don't
starts
come
at
any
7.
earlier than that.
Come for
Game's at
7.
7:30. Come for 7. Come chill
Come
out.
for
Come hang out.
7.
Come say hi to Samson. Come say hi to me. Come say hi to Trey.
Come say hi to
Alex,
everyone.
Jerome.
Come say hi to
You know
everyone.
what I mean? Say hi to Amo if you're really a diehard. You know what I mean?
Let's have a good time. Raps, Hawks, baby. So yeah, that's it, man.
There you go.
Really.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that does it for the podcast. Appreciate everyone for tapping in. Appreciate Jay Lou for joining us. Scheduling wise, we'll do another show tomorrow afternoon, and of course, the Raptors will open their season on Wednesday. Actually, Alex, can we get you to commit to an emergency if the Jays win Game 7? Can we do a little post game pod or what, man?
Yeah,
Streets might want it,
No doubt. Let's we might kick up a little NBA 6-pack, Friday, early Friday.
Okay.
Drop a little 6-pack for you, catch up on the rest of the NBA. And then
Is
that eBay?
Well, hold on. Why does it look like a Japanese Severus Snape, man?
I changed my mind. This man is definitely a criminal. This is the same guy who said, "Hey, RBC Bank, I am Shohei Ohtani."
That was one of the best.
Are you Shohei Ohtani? Yes.
That was one of the best clips ever. Man.
Can I confirm your name? Shohei Ohtani.
He said it. He pronounced every accent or whatever in the name. Man.
Oh,
crying,
baby.
Man.
No, let's go Jays, baby.
Let's go. All right. Thanks everyone for listening. Appreciate it. If you say hi, see Alex at the game, make sure you go say hi to him. But we'll be all watching the Jays, and hopefully we'll be watching a Game 7 React pod where we're doing an emergency reaction to the Jays winning. So thanks for everyone for listening, and we'll see you next time.